Hello and welcome to Minukuu tutorials. In today's tutorial, I'm going to share with you how to submit your tax information in Google AdSense. I strongly believe you too might have received this particular notice from either YouTube or Google AdSense saying that it's important that you check if additional tax information is required from you, and that all YouTube creators and partners are required to submit tax information to ensure any applicable taxes on your payments are accurate. Okay, we've received this particular notice for quite a long time now, and the deadline for the submission is the 31st of May 2021. You could click on learn more if you want to read more, okay, but I'm just going to show you straight away how to submit your tax information. I've just done it and I've decided to share with you. Okay, so all you have to do is to simply log into your Google AdSense as I've done, and then you simply come and click on, as soon as you log into your Google AdSense, you simply come and click on payments. Okay, when you click on payments, what happens? It brings us to this particular page. Okay, and over here, as you can see, we have this particular notice here which says the same thing. All YouTube creators and partners are required to submit tax information to ensure that any applicable taxes on your payments are accurate, and you simply click on manage tax information. Okay, but now for certain reasons, I'm not going to actually click on manage tax information. Else you can just click on manage tax information, but I'm not going to show you this particular method. Okay, I will show you a long method, and I'm doing this for a reason, because for instance, if by mistake if you've logged into Google AdSense and you cannot find this particular notice here, probably because of any reason, I can close it, or probably it might not show. In your case, I will show you another way to submit your tax information. So all you have to do is to simply scroll down, and then you will find over here, manage settings. Okay, so all you have to do is simply click on manage settings, and then it brings us over here. Okay, so it will actually open your payment settings. Then when it opens your payment settings, you have a couple of data here. There is some confidential data. That's why I've decided to hide some of it. Okay, now all you have to do over here, as you can see, we have over here United States tax information, as you can see. So all you have to do is to simply come and click on this particular button here, United States tax information. So when you click on it, what happens? This blue button would appear here asking you to manage your tax info. So you simply click on manage tax info. Okay, so you simply click on this particular button here. So as soon as we click on it, what happens? It brings us over here, and right here you have the button to submit your tax info. You see, so you have add tax information. So you simply click on it, and then it brings us, as soon as you just click on it, AdSense will ask you to re-log in just to confirm that it's actually you. Okay, so you simply type in your email address, and then you enter your password, and when you finish, you simply click on next. So you simply click on next, and then it brings us over here, and the first question is what type of account is, and they'll mention the name of your Google AdSense. Okay, so in my case, they are asking me what type of account is, and they are mentioning the name of my Google AdSense. Okay, for instance, what type of account is Minukuu? So is your account an individual account, or is a non-individual or entity? That is to say, is it a business or is just an individual account? In my case, it's an individual account. It's just my YouTube AdSense account. It's not a business channel, let me put it that way. So I simply select individual. In case you are running a business, or if it is a company, then you pick the second choice. In my case, it's an individual account, so I've selected individual. Then I simply click on next. So when you click on next, what happens? There is a follow-up question. Are you a citizen of the United States? If yes, then you pick the first option. If no, then you pick no. In my case, I'm not a citizen of the United States, so I would pick no. And after which I click on next. So when you click on next, what happens? It brings us over here, and it's now asking you to select a particular tax form. We have two major tax forms here. The first one is W8 Ben. I'm just saying it in my own way. The second one is W8 ECI. Okay, so preferably if you are just an individual YouTuber, I would advise you to pick the first one, unless you are a business entity or whatever. If you want, you can read for the details. For instance, they are saying the first one is forward. This form is most commonly used by non-US individuals and would also be used to claim tax treaty benefits. And if you want to really claim tax treaty benefits, then it's preferable that you pick the first one. In some countries like UK, even France, or some countries, you might enjoy 0%. What do we call it? Tax withdrawals. So pick the first one, and then simply click on start your form. Start your W8 Ben form. So as soon as you click on it, it opens this particular page, and the first thing you have to do is to enter your tax, or to create your tax identity. Okay, and this consists of, first of all, submitting the name of your account. You enter your name, the name of your account, as in your AdSense account. You just enter it the way it is. Okay, so you enter the name of your AdSense account, followed by the second option is actually or the second fillings that you have to do is actually optional. So here you simply enter the name of your account, the name of your Google AdSense account, and then the second one has to do with you entering your whatever. Over here they're asking you for the name, what do we call it, name or disregarded entity. That is optional. I just entered my name, and then the next thing has to do with your country of citizenship. So I live in France, but my country of citizenship is Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian. Okay, so I have to enter Ghana instead of, I'm not going to enter, I'm not a French, so I have to put Ghana. So I selected and kept Ghana. However, if I want to claim tax treaty benefits, then I have to enter France, because I live in France, or France is my country of residence, and then France has a tax treaty with the United States. So since I'm a Ghanaian, I picked Ghana as my country of citizenship. And then the next thing has to do with the submission of my tax info. This is still part of my tax identity. So all you have to do is to simply enter your tax your tax information number, or your tax payer identification number, TIN. Your TIN is your tax payer identification number. if you are in France, we call it numéro fiscal. Okay, if you are in, I don't know what it's called in England or the US or wherever, Japan, wherever you are watching me from, India, Philippines, I cannot mention, I love you all, but I cannot mention the names of your countries. Forgive me for that. Okay, if you are in Ghana, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Egypt, Senegal, Benin, wherever you are. Let me not kid here. Okay, so you simply enter your tax information number or your tax identification number. In French we call it numéro fiscal. So you simply enter it, then you click on next. So when you click on next, it brings us to this particular page, and over here you have to, what do you have to do over here? Over here we are going to enter you are going to enter your address. Okay, so your address, your residential address, preferably wherever you stay, you are going to put that particular address. Okay, and I would advise that you put the same address that you have in your AdSense account in this case. So enter the address, that your payment address in Google AdSense, enter the same address over here. So you simply type in the first address line. Second address line is optional, then you followed by your postal code, and then you enter the city. For some reason I don't want you to know in which city I'm living in France. For some reasons, I might tell you later on, never mind. Then after which, in case this particular your address, the first address that you've entered, in case is the same as your postal address, then you have to come and click on, you have to check the box, you have to check the postal address box that is actually the same as your postal address. It means your residential address is the same as your postal address. In that case, you just simply click on next. Okay, but in case it's not your postal address, then it means you have to leave it unchecked. Okay, and then when you leave it unchecked, they will ask you to enter your mailing address or your postal address, so you enter that one too. So for instance, my residential address is different from my postal address, so I decided not to check it, so I unchecked it, and then I entered my second address. But in case it's the same, just click on the checkbox above, so that you wouldn't have to enter your address twice if it's the same. Okay, and then you simply come and click on next. Then when you click on next, what's the next thing that we are going to do? Right now you are going to claim your tax treaty benefits. Okay, so they are saying that, are you claiming a reduced tax rate of withholding under a tax treaty? So if yes, then you simply select, definitely you have to pick yes in case your country of residence has a tax treaty with the United States. If that's not the case, then I'm sorry, you have to pick no. But if, remember, your country of residence is not your country of citizenship. I'm a Ghanaian, but I'm claiming the tax treaty withhold being a French resident. Okay, I'm not a French, but I'm claiming this benefit because France has a tax treaty with the United States. So you have to find out, as soon as you click on this part, look, when you very soon you get to know all the list of countries that have tax treaty with the United States. So never mind. So I will pick yes, and then you simply come and click on this region over here. That's your country of residence. When you click over here, you can actually select your country of residence. If it's among these countries listed here, then it means your country actually has a tax treaty with the United States. If you check through this particular, if you click on this particular drop down list and you cannot find your country, then it means, I'm sorry for you, your country of residence has no tax treaty with the United States. and you would be forced to click on no. You cannot claim to click on no because you cannot claim a tax treaty. But in my case, France has a tax treaty with the United States, so I simply and you have to also indicate whether you actually stay in the country that you are going to use to claim your tax treaty. Like in my case, I stay in France, so I've checked it, and I simply scroll down, and when you scroll down, we have three benefits here. The first one has to do with services into brackets such as AdSense, the tax withdrawals. I don't really know the details, and that's not the purpose of this particular video. So all you have to do is simply check it, all the three benefits. You are going to claim all of them, in case your country has a tax treaty with the United States. I would advise you claim all these benefits, and you would pick the lowest withdrawal or withholding rate possible. You see, so you have, for instance, for France, we have 0% and then 30%, which is the default rate. So which one do you prefer? With no treaty, it will be 30%, but with treaty is 0%. So France has treaty with the United States, so it's what? 0%. And so you simply come and click on, first of all, you come and click on this particular make sure you select Article 7 and Paragraph 1 for AdSense services. Select Article 7 is the only option available actually. At Article 7, Paragraph 1, you make sure you click here and select it, and then you pick with a withholding rate, you pick 0%, and then you go down and then you make sure you check this particular box here. Okay, so you check it, and then after checking it, we now move to the you see that I've checked it. Okay, after checking the box, check all the boxes. So you now move to the next one, which has to do with motion picture and TV royalties into brackets, such as certain YouTube movies and shows and play partners. So you check that one too and make sure you claim all the withholding rate, the lowest withholding rate benefit possible. Okay, so you simply, this one is Article 12 and Paragraph 1. You make sure you select it, and then with the withholding rate, you also pick what? 0, in case your country has a treaty. And as soon as you find your country among the list of countries that are that are pre-listed in Google AdSense over here, then it means you have to pick a withdrawal rate of 0 logically, so that you can actually benefit, so, and after which you make sure you check the box again, and then after which you move to the third benefit, which has to do with what? You make sure you select the third one, which has to do with other copyright royalties into brackets, such as Play and YouTube partner program. So you make sure you select everything, check all the boxes. Again, this one is in Article 12 and Paragraph 1. So you make sure you select it, then you choose a withholding rate of 0%. Okay, and after which you have to agree to the terms and conditions. So you say you have to check this particular box right here. Okay, this particular box, you check all the boxes, then you come and click on next. Okay, now when you click on next, it will take us to what? Document preview. So when you come to document preview, all the data that you've entered up to this point, you have it here. So you have your tax identity, your address. In case your mailing address is different from your residential address, then the mailing address will also appear, or your postal address. In case it's the same, then you only have a single address displayed. And after which you have your tax treaty, the tax treaty benefits that you've claimed, and I've certified that I've read through all the documents. It's always in when I enter the data, you realize that there were some, under normal circumstance, there were supposed to be some PDFs, that would display. Then you can view, make sure you verify everything, read through everything, and then you certify by entering your name, and after which you can submit other information. So all this data here that you can see is just about your tax treaty. So all the benefits I've claimed, zero withholding rate in all the 3 benefits. And now we have document preview. So this is the document preview. You look at all this information to make sure everything is right, else you have to go back and rectify anything at all, any mistake, and after which you confirm by ticking the box. Okay, so you confirm and then you click on next so that we can move to the certification. Okay, so when you click on next, it brings us to certification, and over here you are going to certify that you've actually previewed the data and you have agreed to all the terms and the conditions, right? And so all you have to do with the certification is to simply enter to certify. Here you simply have to enter your full name as in Google AdSense. The same name you entered right from the beginning, you write the same name. So your first name and your second name, you enter that, and then you click on yes. Now there's a follow-up question. After you've certified, there's a question that's asking you, are you the person listed in the signature section that's right above? So you say yes, I am the person listed in the signature section and I am completing this form on my own behalf. Remember, you can also do it for your son if he's less than 18 years or something. I don't really know the rules, but if that's the case, if you are doing it on the behalf of somebody, then you have to select the second option, which says no, I am signing on behalf of the person listed in the signature section. It means if you were doing it for somebody, then you have to say it means that person is that person's name that you have entered here to certify. But since I'm doing it for myself, so I pick the first option, then simply click on next, and then it brings us to the final step. And here you have to check this box here. Okay, first of all, let's take it step by step. Okay, so at the final stage, they are asking us this particular question. It's all about activities and services performed in the US. So they are saying, has the individual or entity identified in the tax identity section, that's where you just certified the person that you entered, is it for, if in case it's still yourself, in my case it's myself, okay, I'm doing it on my own behalf, I'm not doing it for anybody. Okay, so they are saying that has the individual or entity identified in the tax identity section performed any activities and services for Google AdSense within the US? No, I didn't do any, so I just simply pick no, and then I have to agree to the terms and conditions. So I would say I certify that the services provided to Google AdSense, or if you want to Google or its affiliates, will be performed solely outside the US, and that my labor or capital, including facilities or other tools used to provide such services, will be physically located outside the US. So, but if I were doing business in the US, or if whatever then I would have had to pick the first option. So I pick the second option and I have to agree with the terms and conditions, and then finally you come down here, and I think there is another question, and that question is, are you providing tax information for a new or existing payments profile that hasn't received are you providing tax info for a new or existing payments profile that hasn't received payments, or an existing payments profile that has previously received payments? So in my case, I'm providing my tax info for an existing payments profile that has previously received payments. I've received payments before, so I have to pick what, the second, or is it the second option, which says I am providing tax information for an existing payments profile that has previously received payments. In case you are doing it for the first time, like you haven't yet received payments from Google AdSense, then you have to pick the first one which says I am providing tax info for a new or existing payments profile that hasn't received payments. So I had to pick the second one. I've already received payments. Okay, and now after which I have to again agree with the terms and conditions by checking the last box, and after which I simply click on submit. Okay, so as soon as I click on submit, see what happens. I'm done. Status approved. Now you have my tax form here, status approved, submit. Then the submission date is there, and or every other thing that you could ever imagine is marked green. Everything, all the benefits that are claimed, 0 withdrawal rate or 0 withholding rate, everything is marked 0% as you can see, and I've claimed everything. Okay, 0%, and everything is approved. So this marks the end of your tax information submission process. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to Minukuu tutorials. See you in the next video. Bye.